Okay, most of the people are not yet completed, right? So I am not proceeding failover concept today. Once you are completed practice, then we'll proceed with failover. Okay, so that is depending on load balancing. Okay, if you practice load balancing, you can understand failover. If you don't practice load balancing, the failover will be difficult. You feel like it's confusing. Okay, so that's why I'm not
Sir,
proceeding. Yeah, Poonam, tell.
yeah, sir. There's a little bit doubts in IP addresses, like what is VIP addresses and scan IPs. Doubt. Yes. Confusing, sir. Little bit.
Yeah, you can clearly see right in the etc hosts. These are all IP addresses. So what is the doubt now?
Sir, why we using the VIP and
That that
scan
that
IP?
that will be discussed in next class actually. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
you have to see the first video, first and second demo videos, and you have to see yesterday video, then you can understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have seen sir both, but I understand the connection load balancing.
Mhm.
But
Failover, I discussed about failover, right?
okay.
Failover will be
Okay.
used through VIPs. That is what I discussed that time.
Okay. Okay.
See the videos, okay, multiple times. Okay, demo videos
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to see. Then
Yes,
yesterday
sir.
video you have to see. Okay, I didn't show
Okay.
VIP. Okay, yesterday I
Okay.
showed you only load balancing concept.
Scan.
Only
Yes,
load
sir.
balancing. I haven't showed you
Mm-hmm.
failover concept. Okay, the next concept will be failover concept. That concept I stopped today. Okay, I am teaching some other concept. Okay.
Okay, sir.
After
Yes.
practicing, at least 2 to 3 members will complete practice, right? Then I will start the failover.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
So today's concept is cluster log files. Okay, like how we have database alert log file, we have a cluster log file. We have to go and check. Suppose if something happen, if the cluster services are down, okay, something happen, we can go and investigate in that cluster log file. Okay, people are more focusing in the interviews. Okay, what is the location of the cluster log file? Okay, the location of the cluster log file in 11G is different. The location of the cluster log file in 12C and 19C. Okay, both are same. Okay, so there is a difference between 11G and 19C. Okay, so the 11G cluster log file is in different location, 12C and 19C. Okay, both are same type of versions, so that the log file is located in the same location in 12C and 19C. There is some difference. Okay, in 11G our cluster log file is located in cluster home full directory path, but from 12C onwards the cluster log file is located in Oracle base location. Okay, whatever the Oracle base location you given while installing your cluster, in that base location your log file is located. Okay, we'll see that what is our base location. U01 app. Here you can see this is the Oracle base. Okay, here we have directories called diag, then ls. Here another directory is called crs, ls. Here each node. Okay, suppose if you go and check in the same directory path in the second node, it will show rack 2 here. Based on the node name, it will show rack 1, then again crs, then ls, then trace. Okay, this is the location of the cluster alert log. Okay, here you can see these many files we have. Okay, So whenever you start up the cluster, you can see 4 services: Oracle High Availability Service Daemon, Oracle Cluster Synchronization Service Daemon, Oracle Cluster Ready Services, okay, Event Manager. Okay, so every daemon has a separate log file. Here you can see there is a log file for CSSD also. Okay, CSSD is nothing but Cluster Synchronization Service Daemon. Okay, EVMD, this is the log file. CRST. Okay, what are the daemons I showed in the CRS, CTL check CRS? Each daemon has a separate log file. OHAST, it's a log file. CSST, it's a log file. Okay, so for all we have a log file, it's called alert underscore log. We are focusing morely on this. Okay, so you can see errors here. Okay, initially when we start up the cluster, no? Okay, when I started the rack course, that time we are seeing some errors. Okay, cluster services didn't come up properly. That time I verified this log file. Okay, what is going on? You can clearly see unable to discover any voting files. There is a concept is called voting disk and OCR. Okay, if the cluster is not able to access that voting file or OCR file, then cluster services won't come up. Okay, after seeing this message, what I did, I ran a command is called Oracle ASM scan disks. Okay, disk came up automatically. After disk came up automatically, cluster came up automatically. Okay, so this type of errors you can see in the cluster of file. Okay, after doing that, you can clearly see CSSD voting file is online. Here, what it is saying, unable to discover any voting files. This will take some time for you. Okay, understanding this terminology is very new, right? Voting file, okay, OCR file, all these things are very new for you. Okay, you have to wait until some time. Okay, you have to practice a lot. Okay, this is the log file. CRST is started. Cluster ready services are started. Okay, CSST reconfiguration complete. Okay, cluster synchronization service demo. Okay, which we see in CRS, CTL check CRS. Okay, all these things we can see in the cluster log file. If any error is there, it will clearly tell us this is going on. Okay, if we go to last line, you can clearly see today we started the server automatically, cluster services are started. While starting up the cluster, it will check all these things. Today 13th, right? After starting the server, this is the first line. Okay, first process is going to be started. Oracle cluster where OHAST process is starting with operating system process ID 2019. Oracle cluster where version 19.0.0.0. Okay, there is a service immediately started, OLR service. Okay, okay, Oracle high availability service started on node rack 1. Okay, then it is starting remaining things: CSST agent, CSST monitor, CSS Vara root agent. Lot of things will be started. In rack, we have around 300 processes. Okay, so it will internally starts a number of background process. In core, like approximately like 30 to 50 background process, but rack is not like that. Okay, in rack we have 300, around 300 background process internally. If something happens in the rack, okay, troubleshooting will be very difficult. Okay, so we do around 40 to 50% troubleshooting from our end. Okay, we cannot do more than that. If in case after doing 40 to 50% troubleshooting, if you get any error, we have to raise a request to the Oracle support. Okay, this talks about cluster log files. Okay, where it is located in 10G. We'll see. Let's check in Google. We don't have, not in 10G, 11G. Okay, we don't have the 11G cluster, right? Cluster log files in 11G and 12C. Okay, 11G and 12C. We're comparing. Okay, usually the cluster log files are located in 11G in this location. A cluster home, under cluster home there is a directory is called log. Okay, under that node name. Okay, in between the node name will be whatever the cluster node we have, that node name will be. Under that we have a log file alert underscore node name dot log. Okay, so this is the location of 11G. Let's take an example. This is, let me see one more block for understanding. Okay, from 12C onwards, what it is saying, this blog is saying, cluster where logs are now centralized. Okay, earlier cluster log file is located in different location, database log file is located in different location. Okay, now from 12C onwards, database log file, cluster log file, everything is located in the Oracle base. Okay, everything is located in the Oracle base. We have to put everything in Oracle base location. Okay, let me tell you where it is located in 11G. In 11G, the cluster log file is located. Suppose let's take an example. This is our let's take an example. This is our path, okay, of the grid home. Okay, you have to go to this directory, cd. Here, one more directory is called log. Suppose if you connect it to the rack 1, you have to go to this location, rack 1. Okay, in this location, you can find our cluster log file. Okay, cluster log file looks like alert underscore rack1 dot log, means indirectly alert underscore node name. Whatever the node name you have, that node name you have to provide here. Okay, this is the location of 11G cluster log file. What is 12C or 19C cluster log file? Okay, we have seen, right? This is the location. Things are changed from 12C. Okay, this is located in Oracle underscore base. Okay, till here we can call it as a Oracle base. Okay, Oracle base diag CRS node name. Whatever the node name you have to give the node name. If it is rack 1, you have to give rack 1. If it is rack 2, you have to give rack 2. CRS press. This is a location from 12C. Okay, 12C, 18C, 19C, and 21C. Everything is located in the same location. All the log files, database alert log file also located in the same location. You can see here, we'll check where is our database alert log file. Okay, here RDBMS, MS prod 1, trace. There is a location. DB alert log file also located in the same. DB alert log. So DB alert log also located in the same dollar Oracle underscore base diag RDBMS instance name DB unique name not here. Here we have DB unique name slash instance name slash trace. Here you can clearly observe cluster home also pointed out under Oracle base. DB alert log also pointed out in the Oracle base. Okay, cluster log file as well as DB alert log file. But in 11G it is not like that. In 11G it is not like that. 11G the cluster log file is located under cluster home, but the database log file DB alert log is located under Oracle base. Okay, that is the difference. There cluster and database log files are located in different location, but from 12C onwards everything is centralized. Okay, everything is placed in the same Oracle base location. Okay, if you go and check in the second node, we'll see. Just need to do SSH rack 2 here also. If you give the same path, it will throw an error because our node is rack 2. Here just change and go here. We can get the alert log file. Here also it will show the information. Okay, so this is for understanding daemons. Okay, if you go and check in the cluster log file, we'll see the names, different names. Okay, these are very new for you. You have to understand. Okay, so now you have to clearly observe. Till now I told you just observe, everything should be online. Now you have to observe clearly. Okay, these are the 4 daemons. Okay, Oracle high availability service daemon. This shortcut is OHAST. For cluster ready services. Okay, the second one is the cluster ready services. This we have to tell like CRSD. Cluster synchronization services. Okay, CSSD. Event manager. Shortcut names I'm saying EVMD. Okay, if you go and check these names here, you can clearly see CSSD. You can see. Okay, Suppose if one of the daemon is not coming to online state, you have to check what is going on related to cluster synchronization services or the shortcut name CSST in the cluster log file. It will give some information. It will give some information. Okay. Every time when a daemon is started, what are the files it is going to read? Okay. There is a file is called OLR, Oracle Local Registry. Will be read by Oracle High Availability Service. Okay, OHAST. Let me write here. Okay, OHAST will be depending on a file is called OLR. The next one, CRST, will be depending on a file is called OCR, Oracle Cluster Registry. These files are like our parameter files. Okay, can you start the database without a parameter file? Is it possible?
No.
The same way, if you want to start the cluster services, there are different files. Okay, each service will be depending on different things. If that file is not exist, okay, if that property is not exist, you will get an error. Cluster won't come up automatically. Okay, just make a note like, okay, what I am saying. Slowly you have to understand here. Okay, within single day, you won't get the clarity in rack. Okay, it will take some time. Whatever the terminologies I am saying here, you just need to by heart multiple times.
Sir?
1 minute. Let me complete this and we'll come. Okay.
Okay.
So cluster synchronization service daemon CSST. CSST will be depending on a file is called voting file or voting disk. Okay. So the shortcut name is VD. Okay. There is no dependency with EVMD. Okay. So these in the cluster, these two are very important. Okay. These two are very important. Okay. If these two are started means indirectly your entire cluster is started. Okay, if the first one is not started, nothing will be started, right? The first one is also important. Okay, there is no issues with the first one. Okay, we actually facing the issues with the second and third in the real time. This will come up automatically. There will be no issues. The issues with only the second one and third one. Okay. So how to check this OCR file, how to check this voting disk file. Okay, just I am sharing commands. So there is a command is called OCR check. Okay, this command will tell us like where our OCR file is located. Okay, our OCR file is located here. This is called a disk group. In this disk group, we have OCR file is located. Okay, CRSCTL, sorry, CSS or disk. Okay, this tells like where is our voting disk file is located. This is the command. Okay, if the cluster is not yet come up, if you try to execute OCR check, you won't get the result. Understood? Okay, if you are not getting any result, okay, if you are not getting any output, means there is some issue with your OCR file. Okay, there are a lot of dependencies, right? OCR file again is depending on disk group. If the disk group is not available, OCR won't come up. Voting disk also located in the same disk group. Okay, it is showing online. Okay, these outputs won't come up. Okay, if you run the command, it will throw an error. Output will be an error. Okay, if the cluster is won't come up. Okay, if the 4 demons are not showing online, like if you run these 2 commands, okay, the report will not come. If all the services are online, we will get the output. If any one of the services showing offline, we won't get any output. Yeah, now you can tell me the question, what you are saying.
సేమ్ ఇదే అడుగుదాం ఉన్నాను సార్. ఈ లొకేషన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది ఏంటనేది.
ఏది?
ఈ ఫైల్స్ లొకేషన్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి అని చెప్పి అడుగుదాం అనుకున్నాను. పారామీటర్ ఫైల్స్ అన్నారు కదా, సో మీరే చెప్పారు.
జస్ట్ ఇంకా మనం డెప్త్ వెళ్ళలేదు, we will go in depth. Okay,
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే.
let me try to show those things also. Okay, this talks about OCR file, this talks about voting disk file. There is something I mentioned here. Okay, yeah, there is another file I mentioned, right? OLR file. Okay, this OLR we won't get the output from Oracle user, we have to get from the root user. Here you have to run dot space for inv plus asm2. We are in node 2. Just run OCR check -local. It gives the information of OLR file. Okay, OLR file is located in this location. You can check here. Okay, this is the location of the OLR. Okay, whatever I mentioned here, I given little bit clarity. Okay, I didn't given 100% clarity here. I just given, if you want to start this demo, okay, this file should be exist. Okay, if this file is missing, this OAJSD demo will not be started. Okay, if OCR file is missing, this won't be started. Okay, if voting disk is missing, this won't be started. Clear my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, each demon is pointing one of the file. Okay, another one is this CSSD demon will be depending on another property. Okay, it's a file. Now we are talking about property. So what is that property? So private interconnect. Okay, if the private interconnect is not established, this demo won't be started. Okay, we are talking about private IPs initially in the demo class. If the private IPs are not working properly, also this demo won't be started. Okay, for the third demo, there will be 2 dependencies. One is voting disk, another one is private interconnect. Okay, these will be explained in the node eviction class. So we'll discuss further tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can relog in the meeting.
Sir, okay. I will relog it, sir.